My golden child sister hates me and destroyed my car out of jealousy, and my parents just. I'm Alex, 30 meters, and I have a younger sister, Emma, 26F. We've never really gotten along, and after what happened recently, I don't think we ever will. Emma's always had a problem with the fact that I've done well in life, and she decided to take it out on me in a very public way. Spoiler alert, it didn't end well for her. Our strained relationship started when we were kids. My parents, for reasons I still don't fully understand, always treated Emma like she was something special. Before she was born, they doted on me. I was their world. But after she came along, everything changed. Suddenly, I wasn't the star anymore. No matter how hard I tried to impress them, whether it was excelling in school, sports, or performing in school plays, nothing worked. My parents' attention was glued to Emma, even though from my perspective, she wasn't exactly doing anything exceptional to deserve it. If Emma had been some kind of prodigy, I might have understood their favoritism, but she wasn't. She was just a regular kid who frankly was a bit of a brat, and worse, she knew how to manipulate our parents into always focusing on her. Every time I had a reason to celebrate, a good grade, an award, anything, she'd find a way to steal the spotlight. My parents, blinded by their favoritism, let her do it every single time. One of the most vivid examples of this was my 18th birthday. My parents had thrown a party for me, but in the middle of it, we got a call from the police. Apparently, Emma had been caught drinking with friends. What really pissed me off was that all her friends ran, but she stayed behind, almost like she wanted to get caught. And, of course, she succeeded in shifting all the attention onto herself. My parents rushed to pick her up from the police station. And when they got back, the focus wasn't on my birthday anymore. It was on her. To make matters worse, she didn't even face any real consequences. My dad's connections in law enforcement got her off with just a warning. It wasn't the first time she'd ruined something important to me, and it wasn't the last either. When I landed my first job at 21, I thought, finally, something that's mine. But Emma swooped in again, announcing that she'd gotten engaged. Once again, my moment was overshadowed. My parents, predictably, turned their attention to celebrating her engagement instead of my new career. That was the final straw for me. I snapped. We had a huge argument, me, Emma, and my parents, and when they refused to see my side, I cut them out of my life completely. It's been 9 years since I last spoke to my parents or my sister. They've tried to reach out a few times, but I've ignored every attempt. I know deep down that if I let them back in, it'll just be the same thing all over again. Emma would still be the golden child, and I'd still be an afterthought. So I focused on myself. I built a life that I'm proud of. I run my own business now, and 2 years ago when things really started to take off, I bought myself a beautiful new house. My life was going well. I didn't need them. But then, 6 days ago, Emma showed up again, not in person, but in the form of vandalism. I'd just gotten home from work and was getting ready to head out to a party. Since I was in a rush, I hadn't parked my car in the garage. When I stepped outside to leave, I saw it. Blood red spray paint covering my car. There were curse words scrawled on the sides, but the worst part was what was written on the windshield: "You don't deserve any of this." For a few moments, I was frozen in shock. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It didn't take long for me to piece together who had done it. The handwriting was familiar, and my sister's petty jealousy had been simmering for years. Just to be sure, I checked my security cameras, and there it was, Emma in a hoodie, but still recognizable. She hadn't even been careful enough to hide her face properly. I knew calling the cops would be useless. My dad would just pull some strings, and Emma would get off with another slap on the wrist, but I wasn't about to let her get away with it this time. After thinking about it for a while, I came up with an idea that I knew would hit her where it hurt. I posted the security footage and photos of my car on social media. I didn't hold back. I told everyone exactly who had done it and why. The response was immediate. Comments flooded in from family members, friends, and even acquaintances. I'd made sure to unblock my family members so they could see it all. Within a few hours, the post had blown up, and it wasn't long before Emma texted me, begging me to take it down. But I wasn't about to let her off that easily. She wanted me to remove the post, but I knew that if she tried to take legal action, it would backfire on her.